Hi, my name is Kat, and I just filmed a kind of tutorial on this eye look. I got requested on Tumblr. Someone asked me to do a video of this eye look, so I did. And I was watching my footage back and it was talk through and I didn't like it, so I'm going to do a voiceover. So if you see my mouth moving and you're like, what is she saying? Don't worry, it doesn't matter. So that's all I had to say, so I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon. Bye. But this is what I used. It's the BH Cosmetics 28 Smoky palette. Is that right? 28 color palette, Smoky Eyes Edition. And I just checked the BH Cosmetics website, and it's $12 right now. And I'm not trying to tell you to buy it. I'm just saying if you're curious about this. But I honestly don't use it that much. I just whipped it out the other day because I wanted to use it. Okay, so here we go. The first brush I'm going in with is actually a BH Cosmetics brush, and it's from the 7-piece Essential Eye Set, and it's the 101. You can really use whatever big, fluffy blending brush you have. This is just the one that I use most often, and I'm dipping into that gray that's in the top right. It's one over from the top right, and it's just a matte light gray, and I'm using that as my transition color. A lot of times I'll use a bronzer as my transition shade because I'm really into warm tones right now, but for this look I was really thinking pastel, cool tones, so I used a gray. And you can see that I am just packing that on all up in the crease and on my lower lash line too, just because it's kind of setting the framework and it's going to help me blend, and it's going to keep that cool toned color story. And so I'm really diffusing it out. Like, as you can see, I went kind of almost on like my cheek. I really want this to be extremely soft and diffused. So the next brush I'm going in with is the e.l.f. Professional Blending Eye Brush, and I'm dipping into the blue purple that's in the middle. It's the second row down in the middle of that palette, and I'm just picking some of that up, and I'm starting in the very outer V, and this is a halo eye essentially. It's just a really diffused light halo eye. Like, if you wanted to, you could take a smaller brush and go in the inner and outer corners and really darken it and build it up, but I kept it really light and diffused. You'll see me go in and blend multiple times. So you can see that I'm slowly building up the purple. I made a little mistake, so I got a Q-tip, but just keep on going. And so I'm starting in the outer corner, bringing it to the crease, and now I'm bringing it down to the lower lash line, and I'm really just mainly using those two brushes, but I used 3 brushes in total, so I'm just using the e.l.f. brush along the lower lash line, and I kind of made it a wingy shape. I kind of used my lower lash line as my guide to where I take it in the outer corner. And you can see that I'm going back in and blending, and then I'm starting to add to the inner corner. I'm just using the same brush, same color, just starting to add a little bit of color in the inner corner, just to add to that halo effect. So now I'm kind of connecting the outer to the inner corner with the same brush. Not picking up new product, just using the same brush and blending. And so I'm showing you that I left a space in the middle of the lids, and that's going to be for the highlight shade. And I used a Maybelline color tattoo. It's just like a white frosty color. And I will go in and do that in a second after I blend more. Okay, there we go. I'm showing it to you there. And it's just white and shimmery. And mine's dried out. That's what I was saying just then. And I'm just going to use a little flat brush. Just a small flat brush. Kind of tapered at the top. And I'm just going to pat some of that in the center of the lid. And I also take it on the lower lash line. And I'm kind of blending it a little bit. During the process of me doing it, I was like, oh, I might have taken the white out too far, but it kind of lends itself to the look because I wanted it to be so diffused and so, blended that it ended up working out for me anyway. So I used the highlight color that's in the top left of the palette next to that pink, and I just used it to go on top of the white. It's kind of champagne-y, but it worked because the white was so bright underneath that it didn't really take away from the coolness of the white. And I also put a little bit of that on the inner corner and the lower lash line, just like I did with the white. And then I started to go back in with my blue-purple brush and just really, really diffuse the two colors together. And I went back in with my blending brush, of course. It's really just back and forth with me. All my eye looks are like that. It's really just trial, not error, just trial, just adding more, blending more, until you get the really soft look that you want. I don't do a lot of harsh edges now. Maybe I will later. I have in the past. But for this look, it's definitely about being diffused. And I went back in with my gray just to go over the top edge to make sure it's extremely diffused. I keep saying diffused, but it's it's what I'm going for. And so I just went back in to kind of reestablish the halo. And now here's a really quick clip of me doing my mascara. So the eye look is basically done. Just lots of blending. And then I comb through my lashes. It's not really a lash look. And then one last clip of me blending, and that's it. Okay, bye. Hi. So if I did everything right, this is the end of the video. And I wanted to say I will do a blog post on my makeup blog, which is kfea.tumblr.com. I'll put a link to the specific post so you can see everything that I used on the rest of my face if you're curious about all this glow and everything. Okay, so I'll put a link talking about this look, and I will put a link to the original photo because I got requested to do this, so I'll put a link to the original photo, and if I do another, if I post another picture, I'll put a link to that. And
also, there's one more thing. Oh, okay. I remember. I wanted to say
that I think my video career will be request based because I don't want to be putting out content that no one cares about. So if you want to see something, like anything in particular, like a look, like if you want tips on something, my tips, if you want like product recommendations, talking about brushes, whatever, anything, brow tutorial, if you like my brows. I probably shouldn't say that. There's probably going to be someone who's like,
I hate your eyebrows.
But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you like me. If you don't, you don't have to tell me. So if you want more, let me know. Okay? And if no one says anything,
I'll get the message. So
I'll go now. Bye bye.
I'll do a blog post. That's what I'll do. I'll do a blog post. I'll link you to the blog post. Oh.